The footage captures a dangerous materials handling incident inside a loading dock or warehouse environment. It shows two workers manually attempting to move a heavy cargo package or pallet without utilizing mechanical assistance like a forklift or pallet jack. During the lift or move, one worker's grip slips or fails, causing the heavy cargo to fall rapidly. The package strikes the foot or lower leg of the other worker with significant impact force. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory mechanical aids must be used for moving heavy or bulky loads to prevent musculoskeletal strain and impact injuries. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of strictly adhering to safe manual lifting limits and always using appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE, especially steel-toed boots, in areas with falling object hazards. The video documents an extremely hazardous industrial accident, likely occurring in a chemical plant or high-pressure piping environment. The footage shows a worker operating in close proximity to a pressurized pipeline or valve. Suddenly, the piping system fails, resulting in a leak or rupture, causing a powerful, high-velocity stream of vapor or fluid to erupt outward. This high-pressure jet strikes the worker with immense force, propelling them away from the immediate work area. This incident created severe risks of impact injuries, potential thermal or chemical exposure, and serious blunt force trauma. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols require absolute verification, that all pressure is bled down and isolated, and strict adherence to lockout, tagout, LOTO procedures before working on any pressurized system. It emphasizes the necessity of using specialized personal protective equipment, PPE, such as face shields and appropriate protective clothing, and conducting rigorous, routine inspections of piping integrity to prevent catastrophic failure. The video captures a severe traffic hazard where a large truck momentarily loses driver control on the road. The footage shows the truck suddenly reversing aggressively and colliding forcefully with a motorcycle or smaller vehicle traveling immediately behind it. Fortunately, the motorcycle rider was able to react swiftly and avoid being directly crushed by the reversing vehicle. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory driver focus and constant situational awareness are absolutely necessary when operating large commercial vehicles. It emphasizes the need for strict adherence to safe reversing procedures, including using spotters or functional reversing cameras, and ensuring all vehicles maintain adequate following distance to prevent catastrophic impact injuries. The footage shows a worker attempting to drive the forklift off the truck bed using what appears to be unsecured or inadequate ramp plating. The operator loses control or misjudges the angle, causing the forklift to deviate sharply from the planking. This immediate loss of traction and stability leads to the forklift rolling over violently as it drops from the elevated surface. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory securing of ramps, proper approach angles, and strict adherence to safe dismounting procedures are essential. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of never driving a forklift onto or off a trailer without proper wheel chocks and certified, secured ramps to prevent catastrophic overturn injuries. The video captures a severe loading operation failure where two forklifts were placing cargo onto a trailer. Before the load was stable, the truck unexpectedly moved, causing the heavy, unsecured cargo to fall. The falling load's momentum tragically pulled the attached forklift over, resulting in a violent overturn. This critical event warns that strict communication and mandatory vehicle securing procedures, like wheel chocks, are essential during all loading and unloading. It emphasizes the absolute need to ensure full stability and clearance before the transport vehicle is moved, preventing catastrophic equipment overturn and crush injuries. The video documents an extremely hazardous industrial failure within a steel mill or heavy factory setting, showing the structural collapse of an overhead crane system. The footage shows the crane, either in operation or idle, when the entire overhead support structure suddenly fails and crashes violently to the floor below. This structural failure causes a massive volume of material and heavy equipment to impact the factory floor. Fortunately, nearby workers reacted quickly and managed to evacuate the immediate hazard area. This incident created a severe crush and impact risk from falling debris and machinery. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory structural inspection, routine maintenance, and strict adherence to safe load limits for all lifting equipment and support structures are absolutely essential. It emphasizes the need to always establish clear exclusion zones and conduct rigorous integrity checks to prevent catastrophic structural failure in heavy industrial environments. The video documents an extremely dangerous incident in a heavy processing plant, showing workers using an overhead crane to lift and transport a massive steel coil. As the heavy load was being moved, it began to swing and destabilize. While personnel attempted to steady it, the lifting cable or sling suddenly snapped or failed. This catastrophic failure caused the immense steel coil to drop instantly and forcefully to the floor below, generating a massive impact. Fortunately, the nearby workers reacted swiftly, narrowly avoiding the impact zone. This incident serves as a critical warning that mandatory pre-lift checks of all rigging and cables are absolutely essential. It emphasizes the necessity of strictly maintaining exclusion zones beneath suspended loads, controlling movement to prevent swing, and never manually attempting to guide unstable heavy loads to prevent catastrophic equipment failure and crush injuries. The footage captures a severe industrial accident in a heavy materials handling area. It shows a worker positioned too closely to heavy metal sheets or panels being moved by an overhead crane. As the crane maneuvers the large, swinging load, the material strikes the worker, forcefully pinning them against a fixed structure like a wall or stationary object. The impact causes the worker to fall heavily to the ground. This incident created a severe crush and blunt force trauma hazard. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory exclusion zones must be strictly observed around all moving crane loads, and workers must never position themselves between a moving load and a stationary object. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of strict adherence to safety protocols, ensuring clear visibility and safe distances from overhead materials to prevent catastrophic pinning injuries. The video captures a severe industrial accident inside a manufacturing facility operating heavy machinery. The footage shows a worker standing dangerously close to the fixed point of a large, reciprocating press or rotating machine. As the machine cycles and the moving component returns to its fixed position, it strikes the worker with significant force. This impact resulted from the worker being too near the machine's operational envelope. This incident created a severe crush and pinning hazard. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety barriers, visual cues, and clear pedestrian pathways must be strictly maintained around all operating heavy machinery. It emphasizes the absolute necessity of strictly adhering to safe distances and never placing oneself in the path of moving mechanical parts to prevent catastrophic crush injuries. The video documents an extremely hazardous incident, likely occurring during the maintenance or inflation of a heavy-duty truck tire. The footage shows an individual positioned in close proximity to a large truck wheel. Suddenly, the tire suffers a powerful and instantaneous pressure failure, blowout, causing the steel rim or lock ring component to eject violently at an extremely high velocity. This metal projectile then collides forcefully with the person standing nearby, creating a severe risk of blunt force trauma from flying debris. This event serves as a critical warning that mandatory safety protocols require the use of specialized tire inflation cages for large truck tires and absolutely prohibit standing in the potential trajectory zone of the tire. Assembly. It emphasizes the necessity of strictly adhering to safe tire servicing procedures and maintaining a safe distance to prevent catastrophic injuries from high-velocity equipment failure.